As many of you guys know, I'm a big Sheffield Wednesday fan. So today we're going to be doing an all-time 11 from my personal opinion. We're going to be doing a 4-4-2 formation, as I think that offers most positions represented around the pitch. So let's get straight into the 11. Starting off with the goalkeeper, I've gone for Ron Springer, who appeared for the Owls between 1958 and 1967 in a period of 9 years. In that time, he made 384 appearances and is the club's most capped player for England whilst playing for Wednesday with 33 appearances. And he was also part of the 1966 World Cup winning squad. In at right back, we got Roland Nielsen, the Swedish man. He played for Wednesday between 1989 and 1994 in a period of 5 years, making a total of 186 appearances and scoring 3 goals. In that time, he helped us get promoted back up to Division 1 after our shock relegation the year before. And in that year, he also helped us beat Manchester United in the League Cup final 1-0 in 1991. In at the first centre-back spot, we have Des Walker, who appeared for Wednesday between 1993 and 2001. He joined us in 1993 from Sampdoria in Italy, and in his total of 8 years, he made 362 appearances and didn't score a single goal. His pace and ability to time a tackle to perfection made him an instant in his 8 years and a long-term fan favourite during his time at Hillsborough. The other centre-back spot belongs to Don Megson, a real club legend. He signed for us in 1959 and eventually left in 1976 after a period of 17 years, the second longest standing player in the club's history. During his time at Wednesday, he made 422 appearances and scored 7 goals. He was the captain in the 1966 FA Cup final, which we did unfortunately lose 3-2 to Everton. But he did lead his team on a lap of honour at Wembley, the first ever skipper in the world to do so. In at the left-back spot, we have Ernest Blenkinsop, who appeared for the Owls between 1923 and 1934 in a period of 11 years. During that time, he made 424 appearances, scoring 5 goals from left-back, and he helped the club to back-to-back Division 1 titles in 1929 and 1930. During his stay at Wednesday, he amassed 26 England appearances, which is the most for an outfield player in the club's history while serving Wednesday. In at the right wing spot, we have Chris Waddle, who appeared for Wednesday between 1992 and 1996 in a short period of 4 years. But in that time, he did amass 147 appearances, scoring 15 goals, and was a real fan favourite, the tricky winger. He was known as the Wizard while at Wednesday, and he did famously score that second-minute free kick in the 1993 FA Cup semi-final against huge city rival Sheffield United. In at the first centre midfield spot, we have John Sheridan, who played for the Owls between 1989 and 1996, a stint of 7 years. During that time, he made 244 appearances, scoring 33 goals. And one of his most important 33 goals was the goal in the League Cup final in 1991, which eventually won us the League Cup against Manchester United. In the same season, he helped us get promotion from Division 2 to Division 1. In at the second midfield spot is Carlton Palmer, who joined in 1989, the same year as John Sheridan, but left 2 years earlier than Sheridan in 1994, completing a 5-year stint at Wednesday. In that time, he made 205 appearances, scoring 14 goals. But then, unlike anyone else on this list, he came back for a second spell in 2001, where he came back to Wednesday on loan, where he made just 22 appearances and didn't score a single goal. In at the left wing spot, we have Fred Spickley, who's the oldest player in our list, who being born in 1870. He played for Wednesday between 1891 and 1903 in a period of 12 years. In that time, he made 337 appearances, scoring 115 goals, a respectable return. He was known as the Olive Grove Flyer during his time at Wednesday, as that was where we used to play during his time at Wednesday. He scored 2 goals in the FA Cup final in 1896, which helped us lift the trophy for the first time. He also added the Division 1 title to his medal collection in 1903. Our first striker is Derek Dooley, who spent just 6 years at the Owls between 1947 and 1953. In this time, he only amassed 63 career appearances because at 23 years old, unfortunately, while playing Preston at Deepdale, he clashed with the goalkeeper and broke his leg. Later in hospital, his leg became gangrenous, and basically if that had spread any further out of his leg, he probably would have died. So to save his life, the doctors ended up amputating his leg, cutting his career short. In those 63 appearances though, he did score 63 goals, amassing an excellent goal to game ratio of 1. To the final striker, and in many people's opinions, the greatest ever Wednesday player, it's Andrew Wilson. He played for Wednesday between 1900 and 1920 in the longest career in Wednesday history of 20 years. In that time, he amassed an amazing 546 appearances, the most in the club's history, and scored 216 goals, which again is the most in the club's history. During his time at Wednesday, he won the Division 1 title twice, back-to-back years in 1903 and 1904, as well as the FA Cup in 1907. The first of the honourable mentions is Mel Sterland, the right back. He appeared for Wednesday between 1978 and 1989, a period of 11 years. During that time, he made 347 appearances, scoring 49 goals. The second player on the honourable mentions list is David Hirst, who was probably closest to making the starting 11 out of the honourable mentions. During his time at Wednesday, he made 358 appearances, scoring 128 goals in an 11-year stint between 1986 and 1997. Third player on the honourable mentions list is Redfern Froggatt, who appeared for Wednesday between 1943 and 1962, an amazing period of 19 years, and he never appeared for another club in his career. During his 19 years at Wednesday, he made 458 appearances, scoring 148 goals. The fourth and penultimate player on our honourable mention list is John Fantham, and like Redfern Froggatt, he spent all of his career at Wednesday. He spent a total of 13 years at the club between 1956 and 1969, making 434 appearances, scoring 166 goals, making him the second top scorer in the club's history. Last but certainly not least on the honourable mentions list is Tommy Crawshaw. He appeared for the Owls between 1894 and 1908, a period of 14 years. During that time, he made 465 appearances, scoring 26 goals. In his time at Wednesday, he lifted the FA Cup in 1896 and 1907, and also helped us win back-to-back Division 1 titles in 1903 and 1904. Like a Hellcat.